G'day trendsetters, Greg here from Fishplate Films, and today we're going to talk about rail expansion because today is one of Queensland's hottest days this year, I think it is, in Brisbane anyway, and it's about 43 degrees and that's about 106, 107 Fahrenheit. So let's go into the shed and see what's going on. Rightio. Well, we'll go up to the shed and or the oven and show you what it's like up there on a hot day and why I keep going on about rail expansion. So let's go and have a look.
The structure for my solar panels does a great job of shading the entrance and keeping the air coming into the layout really cool.
Right, here we are. Let's have a look. It's on the old thermometer here. We're looking at about, where are we? About there. So that's about 41, thereabouts. Let me check. Yeah, that's about 41 degrees Celsius, which I've Googled it, baby. That's about 104 point something Fahrenheit. So that's pretty warm. That's about as hot as a verge on the verge, if you know what I mean. So that's why I always go on about laying track when it's hot, so you know how long it's going to get. A piece of HO rail track, code 83, expands about a millimetre or so per length. So, you know, you put 10 lengths in, that's half an inch you've got to get rid of somewhere. And that's, you know, that's quite a bit. Let's go and have a look at some rail that I didn't leave enough expansion for. Now this rail here, the lower rail that crosses the bridge, last week I had to actually put gaps in that around the curve just up towards your left here. But the rail above it is rail that I laid in winter, and I did leave a couple of gaps here in these two short pieces of track which will eventually be replaced with a turnout. And I spiked them only very lightly, just, you know, once every 10 inches I put a spike in, and left about a couple of mil gap, I'd say. But as you can see, they've gone off to the side. If I try and put that together, there you go. This has actually got a big curve in it now, which I'll show you from up the top, but if I try and push it straight, that's pulled the spikes out and everything. That's removed the spikes. Actually, I think I've taken them away. That's, oh, there you go, there's one. I've actually must have bumped them when I was cleaning the rail. There's a couple of spikes here. That's pulled them straight out, and so now I've just got that in the huge curve. I'll show you from above. I'm not going to bother changing that because there will be turnouts going in there. Okay, looking from the top there, you can see we've got a bit of a change in alignment. So that's where it pushed back down so it doesn't kink up in the air. So there's probably nearly a good half an inch there probably that needs to be cut out, or a good 3/8 of an inch anyway. And that was just because I laid that section in winter. And you can see this track down here that was done in summer. It's going pretty well. Now you remember, trendsetters, when we were building the helix and I was going on about how I attached all the track with these screws so the track can move like that and expand and contract. Now that wasn't my idea. I was always wondering how I was going to do the helix, but there was another gentleman whose name I forget again who tried that idea, and it works a treat, especially in here. There's 25 metres of track per line on this helix, so that's 50 metres all up, but 25 metres. So it's about 26 lengths of track. So that's about, we'd say a minimum of a millimetre of expansion in a really hot day like this. There would probably be more. So that's about 25, that's an inch of track I have to get rid of somewhere. Now, you can't do that with expansion joints. It would be impossible. So the beauty of this is the whole helix can just move in and out like that, depending on how large or small the circumference has to be. And it's working really well. Like today's the hottest day that this layout's been in this shed, I reckon. And the helix is perfect. I've just had a look at all of it, and there isn't a track that's out of place. I'll just show you a screw where the track is pushed right up hard against it. Okay, here's one here. You can see that that's almost pushed right up against that side there. And I always leave, as I say, just a little bit, so when you push the track down you can just move that washer so it's got enough to expand. But that's pretty well fully expanded up to hitting that washer there. So that's all the way over to one side. Not all of them are like that, because I didn't put them exactly in the middle. I did pretty well, as much as I could, but they're pretty close. Some of them are still in the middle, some of them are over one side. It's just sorting itself out, and I'm really happy about that, because this would have been a huge drama. Now here's a better example. These are some ones coming up near the top. You can see how they're off centre there. The helix is getting bigger as it expands, so the rails has to push out, get a bigger circumference. See that one there? There we go. That one there is almost to its full extent to the left. Old mate over there, you can see that's a good example how it's being pushed over. The helix is growing as it's expanding, so it has to get bigger. So the track's moving to the outside of the screws. What I should do, you can see that one up there as well, the first one. And there's another one there, almost pushed over as far as it can go. Now these ones are pretty well still in the middle, down here. So, you know, they're sort of all over the place. They're just sorting themselves out where they need to be. This helix could have been an absolute disaster in this shed. Not so bad for you people who are in controlled environments, but it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard to air condition a shed and have it going. It'd have to be going all the time in summer, and I'm just not prepared to waste that kind of energy. Now it looks like all the other curves and straights around the layout are good. Even all the new stuff that I've laid. So that's good. I purposely kept the shed closed up today through midday, and it's about 1:30 now, to see you know, what dramas I would have, and it's pretty good. This is the main line going through Summit, and I laid this on some hot days, and that kink up there is supposed to be there. So that's pretty good. Now, of course, those of you in air-conditioned rooms or in basements won't have this type of problem, but you still have to allow for some expansion. You have, you know, cold temperatures. Your basement might get down to, you know, I don't know, near zero or something. So the rail is expanding the other way, or should I say, shrinking the other way. So, you know, it's a good idea to think about leaving joints in. Oh, past the light there, very good. Especially since we solder all our curves so they don't kink, and you should be doing that. So, you know, it's about 3 or 4 lengths of track in a curve, and so, you know, there's a good couple of mil of expansion you need to get rid of once you come out into the straights. Well, there you go. Those of you who are wondering, I say I always lay track on hot days. Well, today's an exemption. I'm not laying track today in 42 degree heat. That's I don't need to do it that badly. So that's a bit of an explanation of why I do what I say, and why I think expansion, especially in climates like here up in tropical Queensland, if you're not in a climate controlled environment, rail expansion is really important. And things like if you know, once you ballast and glue all your track down, it really needs to be able to go somewhere and slide along the rails, otherwise you're going to start doing real damage to things, because you cannot stop it. No matter how much force you spike the track down with, it will move. It has to go, and it's going to find a weak point, and it might be at a turnout, it might be somewhere, and it will do it. On the real railroads, you know, the turnouts get pushed out of alignment, all sorts of things, lift concrete sleepers. It's got to go somewhere. So anyway, just thought I'd chuck that in because it's such a hot day, and I think we've had one of the hottest Brisbane days on record, I think. So yeah, things certainly are a-changing. Anyway, that'll do for now. I'm going to go and have a drink. And, oh, Happy New Year too. First video for the new year. There you go. Alrighty, we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.